Thank you, Rose. Thank you. I've just been so excited. We talked about this about a month ago, and I've been going, "Oh, right. What are some of the things we should talk about?" And I went, well, there's a title there. There's more to a headshot than meets the eye. And I think people think about when they get a photo, and not only headshots, but it's really any kind of photo. It's not just a matter of putting somebody in front of a camera. There's a lot that goes or should go into it so that you get the right results. And it's about marketing. Everything is about digital marketing now. So it's important that you put your best foot forward, I guess you could say. And Preston and I were in our breakout room, and he mentioned something that I thought was kind of interesting, or was really dead on. He goes, "We're all in the business of marketing first and then selling our product, because unless you're in certain industries, it's really hard to door knock anymore," which I started out way back when, door knocking, walking the streets and, saying hi to people and that type of thing. So without going any further into that, let's get started. Now, anything I'm going to talk about today has to do with any photographer you hire. Anytime you want a headshot. I'm not here to sell myself, although that would be pretty good, but it's really a background on what you need to know about when you go into a headshot to make it a better experience for you and the photographer. So let's get going. All right, there we go. All right, so one of the first things that we all need to do when we go into any kind of a situation where we need to know who we are and what we are is to define what our goals are. So it's like, why and how are these photos going to be used? Most of my clients use them first for LinkedIn, but then they don't think beyond that. They don't think about their business cards or proposals or any number of reasons why you'd want to use a photo. Another thing that I think is also pretty important is why people don't have their headshots done. Now, who here, and I can't see hands go up, but who here has ever heard of socophobia? All right, well, I hadn't heard it. I have no idea how I found it, but that is a fear of having your picture taken. So there's actually a phobia about it. And I found 95% of the clients that I work with before we start into a photo shoot is they're just afraid to have their photo taken. There's all kinds of things they don't know about. What do they wear? How do they pose? How do they look? They go, "Oh my God, I don't take good pictures." Well, I can tell you that 95% of the people I work with tell me they don't take good pictures. Well, if that's the case, they haven't hired the right photographer. So let's go into that a little bit more. Now, these are my 48-hour rules. Now, I put sodium in there. I don't know why I threw that in there. But there are basically 3 things that I talk to my clients about before a headshot, and that's within 48 hours before. One of them is get enough sleep. The other is take enough water. And both of those reasons are so that your skin is plump, that you don't look tired and haggard. Sodium, I was reading an article and I saw sodium. I went, "Oh, I'll put that in there. I'm going to take that out next time." And partying. Now, I didn't want to use the word for that, but the alcohol, partying is something that we really need to be sensitive about at least the day before, probably 2 days before, because that can really age your face, dehydrate you, and it just doesn't come across as well. Then we go into pre-planning. One of the first questions is, what do I wear? All right, what you wear depends a lot about your business. And if you're as good looking as Scott, you don't need to worry. Oh, no. Scott's always fixed up. Anyway, how Scott is dressed has a lot to do with his brand. I've never seen him show up with a sleeveless T-shirt or anything like that. It's absolutely his brand. And what I think is interesting too is that your brand extends beyond your headshot. It extends to your networking. It extends to anybody that you see on a screen. So just keep that in mind. So wardrobe, again, is appropriate to what your business is. And that could be, sports. I have a lot of clients who have open neck polos. And what else can we do? What business are you in? How do you want to look? How do you want to project yourself to your clients? Now, the personal side of it is a couple little tweaks there. One is men, for instance, make sure you shave soon enough or not so close to the photo shoot that you are raw and red. You know what your face looks like. Now, women, Women, and this is going to sound weird, and I do it anytime I do my own headshot, and I always advise my clients, this is weird, take a razor and just at least razor off your little, what I call face fuzz, peach fuzz, because believe it or not, what happens is with the light coming behind you, that will show up. And two things. One is you'll be able to see it. Two is it's going to make your face look bigger. So that should be motivation enough. Along the lines of personal and wardrobe, it's, do you wear a lot of jewelry? Well, I tend to wear small jewelry, but if you're in the jewelry business, you may want to wear something that shows off the product that you're in. What I do say is that don't do anything that distracts from your face, because when you're doing a headshot that you're going to be using, for instance, for LinkedIn, you don't want something that people go, oh, wow, look at those earrings. Or, wow, look at that brightly colored striped tie that I can't keep my eyes off of. So anyway, just think about whatever you wear, don't wear something that detracts from your face, because that's why you're there. Now, location, there are really three options. There's studio, on location, or virtual, which we'll talk about later. Now, within those different locations, again, it's a background that you want to make sure doesn't detract from you. Now, what I love about Scott's background is he just looks like he's got rays coming out from behind him. Well, we all know him, and we know that that's absolutely accurate. So with your location, again, figure something that's not that busy. What I have going on behind me, it's too busy for a photo shoot. I usually have a plain fabric of some sort, or I have a couple plain walls here. Anyway, so that's it for location. Now, posing, that's another thing that people are really uncomfortable about. Posing is the job of two people, but primarily it's my job. Yeah, thank you, Scott. Primarily it's my job to help the client pose.
All in one piece, please.
What? What? Okay, all right, so anyway, so for instance, this photo, this was a virtual photo, and I worked with her because she wanted a branding shoot, and we wanted something relaxed. She went to her kitchen, she had a cup of coffee, and it was the perfect photo for what she's doing. Now, that wasn't a headshot. So posing, for your general headshots, there are really three poses. There's one this way, there's one looking at the camera, and one that way. So it just depends on what your best side is and what the lighting is in that particular room. Which will determine what your pose is going to be for that picture. Smile or not, everybody goes, say cheese. No, we don't say that anymore. But smile or not, I'll go with a client if they aren't comfortable smiling that well. I'll go blah, 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 and smile, and then just take the shot right there, because that's the most relaxed their face is going to look. And again, they feel very silly doing that. It's like a woman shaving her face. During the photo shoot, what I want clients to know is that the photo shoot is about you, not about the client, not about the client trying to win an award. It's about you, your personality, and how you're comfortable with the way you look in your final photo. Don't let your photographer leave or quit on you until you get the photo that you absolutely want, because it's really all about you. Now, once you've picked your photo out, and there's a number of different ways that'll happen. If you're doing live on location, it's going to be difficult really for the photographer to show you your photos. So generally what happens is the photographer will go back to their studio, pick out some of the better ones, set up a Zoom meeting, show you the pictures, leave the Zoom meeting, take the picture you decided on, and do the editing. With the virtual, it's very different, and you'll hear that in a minute in a short video we have. But generally, I can show the client as we shoot what they look like on the screen and what they would look like before editing. All right, let's get to editing. Now, editing has a wide range. I have done too much editing on clients, and they will complain about that. I've done too little, and they'll say, give me more. Now, I use this as an example because the number one where it says none, there was no editing on that at all. And I went, oh my God, am I going to show this picture? It's blotchy, faded, whatever. So the one in the middle, I did a little more editing on, and that's the one I prefer. The one on the right was too much, unless you're some sort of a model or a certain type of client that you want to project your image to. So again, the decision is up to you. You talk to your photographer about how much editing do you want. And by the way, I've been doing this for 17 years, and out of 17 years, there's only 2 people I didn't edit at all. I couldn't improve them at all. So just know that everybody needs editing. All right, so the delivery. Now I have this as an example of some of the many headshots I've done. And one of the things I want to ask, and again, I can't see your hands, but 6 of these on here are virtual and the others are either studio or on location. And I'd love to be able to ask which ones you think are virtual. Actually, if somebody wants to chime in or not. Anyway, what I do with my clients is I replace backgrounds. So that might give you a hint. Now I'm gonna use the cursor here and show you which ones are virtual. Now, Jerese is not virtual, but she's still a beauty. So I wanted to make sure she was in here. Okay, this gentleman was virtual. We did this outside in his backyard. This gentleman, virtual, 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 and virtual. And I hope that you'll agree that that quality is seriously as good as any of the other photos that I did. Now, there are certain effects that you're not going to get. For instance, with this particular series of headshots, there was a lot of studio lighting. For purposes of almost everything business-wise, these headshots should be, are appropriate. And I love, I'll tell you, the biggest thrill I have is when I go out to LinkedIn in particular, and I see somebody using a headshot, which hopefully they all do, but using a headshot that I did with them, I just get really excited. Now, I want to show you a video real quick, but what I want to make a point of is I have shot headshots all over the world without leaving my computer. I've done Japan, Argentina, Canada, England, and so many states across the United States. I only had room for a few of them here. So with that, let's just do a real quick video on virtual photography, because we were talking earlier about it's really difficult to picture that. A lot of people think that a virtual photo shoot is either a screenshot or somebody with a camera taking a picture of the screen and converting it into a headshot, and that doesn't work. It's just not high enough quality. Excuse me, so let's go.
Hi, I'm Linda Kazares. I want to thank you in advance.
Can you, oh, geez. Sorry, can you hear this?
Hi, I'm Linda Kazares. I want to thank you in advance for taking this minute to find out how a virtual photo shoot happens from start to finish. And just smile a little bit more. One with the hat, and then here's these 2. I don't know about that one. I like this one of the 2.
You like that?
No, that one, I like that one better too. I like the smile better. What we're trying to do is give you things that are going to be kind of corporate standard. Less than an hour to do the shoot. They have basically 3 different outfits. They have this conversation we just had, which we've done, what, 10 or 12 minutes.
Just convenient that my closet's just next door.
Uh-huh.
So I can run in and out and change them. Easy, relaxing, especially being able to set it up here in your own house.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And this is really simple, and you can see the quality of the pictures as well, too.
So that's the gist of a virtual photo shoot. And I wanted to make sure that, at least in this group, you understand that if you decide to have a headshot and you're not going to a studio, or you're, for whatever reason, don't want to leave the house, then virtual is a good option anytime, any place. Thanks.
And Linda, do you have some kind of a special for us today?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Except where is it? Oh, no. There we go. All right. So, yes, we have a special today. Thank you. What I'm offering for this group, and 4 of your friends actually, is a 15% off promotion. So appointments are available starting tomorrow, might be kind of soon, the 21st, 28th, and 4th August. And I have there are 4 opportunities for each one of those days. So basically there's 16 sessions available. Now, if you want to copy this down or take a screenshot, the appointment link is bit.ly/OS6UUM. Now, the code on there, and you'll see when you go to there, there's going to be a place for a coupon that says redeem. So put in the WBC15, and that'll take you to the rest of the application or the sign-up sheet. So with that, I want to thank you for listening. You were very attentive. I appreciate it, and I'm open for any questions. No questions.
I have a question.
Okay, who's that?
This is Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, I'm using the one we did in person back at EE on my website now. I mean, on my Facebook page now. Put it in LinkedIn too. When you're doing virtual, what kind of lighting? You're going to guide us through the kind of lighting that we need, right?
Absolutely. I help you set up, I help you with the lighting. And in fact, the app that I have, which is something that I provide to the client, the app that I have has lighting capabilities in it. So in addition to what the client has, I can do a couple things. I can turn on the smartphone light, and I also have adjustments on the app that I can either bring up light, I can bring down shadows and that type of thing. And I should have mentioned that in the virtual, there is a software that I provide free that the client downloads to their smartphone. And by the way, unless a client lets me in via that smartphone or via that app, I cannot access their phone at all. So there's no danger of something like that happening. So that was a good question, Wendy. And generally what I do is I ask a client to be in a room either with a window or some sort of light in a way. Overhead usually isn't great, but it's okay. And if we're going to replace the background, a white wall or a really light wall, because I go in and I can easily then I can crop the client out and I can drop in whatever background they want, be it a light background or a photo of your logo, whatever.
Can you put me in the Oval Office?
Oh, God. Well, okay.
Linda, this is Therese.
Yeah, hi.
Hi there. Are you able to do branding photography through this digital space, or does that still need to be in person?
No, as a matter of fact, you could call this kind of branding. That was the one photo shoot you saw. And with the red vest, we were branding him for his company. He can be a field worker or he can be an executive. So that was a bit of branding for him. But this was a branding shoot that I did a few months ago. She's my fave. I just love her. She's lives in Alabama, and we've done her headshots. We've done a number of branding photo shoots with her. Again, a branding photo shoot. I did one not too long ago with a tango dancer, and we had so much fun stuff that we did with her, you know, being flamboyant to very pensive, looking out a window in some of her tango clothing. So no, branding is definitely an opportunity not to be missed.
Excellent. Linda, I'm so flattered that you referenced me multiple times, you know, my attire, my background, but I was really curious, is this background too busy for me?
Not in San Francisco. I'm sorry. Oh my God, that was terrible. No, not a good one, because it distracts from your lovely face. How's that? All right, any other questions?
Everybody knows Scott's a peacock.
Anyway, all right.
Bravo. Thank you so much, Linda.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Rose.